Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elena Kimaru. For those who are new here, thank you so much guys for subscribing, for always engaging in my videos. It's exciting, man. It's exciting to get people who can relate to what I put out here. So on today's video, I wanted to talk about some of the lessons that I have learned in my 20s about money. Hey, it's been a journey. It's really been a journey. So basically one of the lessons I've learned is that money does not grow on trees. Growing up, I used to think that money grows on trees. Kidding. But anyway, I don't know, my perception about money, I used to feel like people could get it the easy way and all that. But I have learned that you have to work hard, you have to hustle so that you can get that money. And that's why even when it comes to spending, you should feel that pinch. If you don't feel the pinch, probably you're not working too hard. So but anyway, it's that has been one big lesson for me, you know, that to get the money you need to work hard and you need to constantly keep improving yourself. And then something else I learned is don't attach emotions to money. You know, like when you're spending, you're like, oh my god, today I feel like I should do, you know, when you attach a lot of emotions to money, it makes you a spendthrift. And that was also like, I never used to think that's what I was doing until I read articles from a friend of mine. She's called Agatha. She has a website, The Wealth Tribe. You should check her out. I always leave her link on the description below. So I never used to know that's what I do, but after reading some of her articles, I was like, this is me, you know, like attaching a lot of emotions to money. And that goes even to how you spend it. How, like, when people call you, they're like, oh, give me a loan, and there you are, you're like, let me just give them. That's a very big emergency, and probably the emergency is not as big as you would think, you know. So yeah, I learned that don't attach emotions to money. If you do that, you would find you would be spending without necessarily knowing what happened. And then something else you need to do, you need to budget. If you don't learn to budget, especially like when you receive money, it's like the right hand receives, like my sister says, and then the left hand is like the money leaves you just like that. So in short, you should not allow the right hand to know what is in the left hand, and the left hand should not know what the right hand is holding. So anyway, what I mean is budget, so that you can always keep track of how you are spending, you know. Budget so that you can know that. That's something for me I have been struggling with for so long, but I would say right now I've been keeping track of how I'm spending, and I have been asking myself a lot of questions, you know. And I think that is helping me kinda to hold myself more accountable on how I spend. Because if I'm going to like burn all my calories working, and then within like a few minutes my money is gone, then that's not good, you know. And then something else I learned is you have to learn how to save. So when you're budgeting, someone told me that when you receive money or when you get money, whether it's a salary or you're running a business, it's important to always save first. That's something I would say also I have always struggled with, like saving. And I would advise you, if you want to save, have like sort of a fixed account. This thing of like saying, oh, I am saving, and you have like a current account, and then any type of emergency comes up, you would always end up spending. And for so long I've fallen in that category of people who do that, just having like current accounts. And although it's different current accounts, but the fact that you can easily get a hold of that money, that does not work to your advantage. So have like a different account where you can, like a fixed account where you can save and not necessarily you know, get your money as quick as you would want. That would limit you from spending what you do not have. And then something else is I've learned is that you need to diversify your income. Hey, this is really important, especially with this pandemic. That's one big lesson I learned. I've been running a business for the past year or so, and the one thing this pandemic has taught me, Hey, and especially as a young person, diversify your income. If it wasn't like my business, when the pandemic hit, my business went like down, literally. For the last 4 months or so, there has been totally nothing going on. It's just me hanging in there, and trying to do other things. And if it was not for the work that I do online, because in some other video I talked about it, I do a lot of online writing, I do like content development, and I also like run social media accounts for people. If I wasn't doing that, hey, probably I would have been depressed by now. So like the diversifying your income helps you so that you don't over rely on one stream of income, because if you do that and then things go, you will just be like, you will be frustrated. So diversify your income so that you always have another option. If you can run a lot of businesses on the side, why not? And I have had people say, oh, I'm not able to run a business because I am at work, I do blah blah. If you have the money to start a business or you're passionate about something, then look for somebody else who can buy into that dream or your vision, and then they can be running the business for you on the side, so you pay them a salary. And imagine if you are earning like 40k a month, and then someone else can be able to top it up for you with 10k, because they're able to run for you the business, and then you pay them and you have 10k. That's 10k that you didn't have. So if you can do that, please do diversify your income. And then something else I learned is investment. My cat has joined us in the vlog. Say hi. So investing is really, really important. It's important to invest, whether it's investing in a business, investing in a skill, because I believe like self-development really helps you to constantly improve yourself. And that, for me, I feel like it's sort of like long term. It's long term, because if I improved myself today, if I learned a skill, that skill can go long term and make me more money, in the long run. And then something else I have learned to do is to like appreciate the journey. When it comes to money, sometimes you'd be like, oh, I'm the best investor, I'm the best at saving, and then sometimes things don't work the way you want. So for me, I've learned that it's a constant learning curve. Like, you have to learn to improve yourself every day on how you deal with your money, how you do your stuff, because if you don't and you live in denial, you will not be able to build wealth in the long run. So it's important to, like, constantly learn how to improve yourself. And how do you do that? Go to Agatha's website, The Wealth Tribe. Learn from her blogs. She's talked about a lot of her personal experiences, and also, like, I don't know, she's just on another level. Consult with her. And then something else I've learned about money is that you need to focus on your mental health apart from money. Hey, that's true. You can imagine if you have like a saving goal. Say for example, you want to save like 200,000 in a year, and you are really struggling and pushing yourself. Then something like a pandemic hits you, and you don't even know where to get started from. And now you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. You're like, oh, by the end of the year, I won't have achieved those dreams I had. Like, your mental health also really matters. And sometimes when it comes to money, it can really, because we need money. Money is like, it's everything actually. You need money to buy stuff, you need money to pay your rent, you need money to pay your bills, you need money to buy food. So imagine, it's like almost everything in your life is constantly circulating around money. So because of that, there can be a lot of pressure to like be at a certain level and all that. So learn to appreciate the journey, and learn to, of course, hold yourself accountable, but to always also focus on your mental health, because it's not all about the money. When the money is gone, then what? So learn to balance between the two, and not to probably put in a lot of pressures. This is something that has happened to me. Like, when I feel like, man, I don't have money, hey, trust me, I sometimes get really stressed about it, and I'm learning to appreciate the journey, and sometimes looking at things. Is there something I can change? Is there something I can do differently? Is there something I can do better? You know, always asking myself those questions so that I can be more accountable to myself. And then probably lastly, I would say be very accountable to yourself and accountable to your own money. If you're working towards a certain goal, be accountable to yourself. If it's saving, be consistent, you know, like save consistently, hold yourself accountable, and ask yourself, what are you doing today that you think could be improved so that things can work a lot better for you. So those are some of the lessons I have learned in my 20s about money, and trust me, they've not been easy, you know. Oh, and I don't know whether I talked about spending. Yeah, don't spend what you don't have. Sometimes, especially when you're receiving like a salary, it's very easy sometimes, even before you get your monthly salary, to spend or to have already like budgeted. Sometimes some people usually even borrow. They borrow money, they'll be like, end month nitakusota, I'll give you the money end of the month, and that's what they do. And but so in short, you've already spent on something that you don't have. And that also goes to impulse buying. You just go to the market and you buy something that you might not even be in need of, and you're like, you console yourself, you know, it's beautiful, it's nice and all that. Yeah, someone once told me that before you actually impulse buy, look at the thing, then go home. Go home, stay for 3 days asking yourself that one question: do you really need it? If you walk again on the same, probably a street, and find the same thing, if you still, after 3 days, if you still need it, then buy it. But trust me, most of the times, if you go back and spend like 3 days thinking about that, you might probably find that you don't need it. Yeah, anyway, those are some of the lessons I've learned, and I've learned some of them, they are in a, you know, it's been hard lessons, man. It's been really hard, but they've taught me that with money you need to be on top of stuff, so that you can be able to build wealth and all that, especially as a young person. So anyway, I hope this vlog has been insightful. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, thank you so much for watching, and bye.